with Rudy Martin, I could say Rudy Martin inspired me to be in pan. I knew nothing about tuning, just listening to the steel band. And he's the one individual I listened to and saying I had to do that. I had to do what Rudy did. And I started trying a band after.
My name is John Samuel. I grew up in an area together with who you call Rudy, who I know as Martin, right? In the form of pan, in the early days, we had very little instrument and we played from air, not through music. And we grew up and then we formed a band where we would have played in this area here for the, let's say, the upper people. When they have a little party, we would play, right? And around Christmas time, we would do what carol people do. We go about playing in homes in the night. And we probably would pass something on ourselves, so that sort of thing. But we do it for joy. Eventually, there was a band started in Marval here called All Aces, with Rudy and some other guys were like a name, Raymond, Rice Augustus, Neville Nelson, right? Ruben Paul, and these guys got together and we formed this band. And we played along the places. But as time go by, and as you would see, if you have anything of Martin, he has became an accomplished musician, more than what we would have done in the earlier days. He is, musically, you could say he is extraordinary, especially in pan.
This whatever note it is, the main note is right here. Here. But right at this edge here, you have the fifth. And you have the fifth on that note. So we're working on a scale, right? So this is, let's say this is B flat, let's say B flat. So you have to go from B flat here to C, D, E flat, so this here would be F, that's your fifth note on the scale there. So you got fifth over here, and then you have the eighth up here. So you got, this is tone here, here, and here. And on some notes that I've done before, I would put probably a third in between, you know. See, so that's one note here today on the modern pan. It's tuned here, it's different here, it's different here, it's different here, and it's different here. I'm so happy that I'm able to teach them the fundamentals of how to tune a pan, which I've been told many times that is one of the toughest things and the hardest things that somebody would want to do. It's a drum, just a plain oil drum.
Obviously.
This is 18 inches across. This is just a middle-sized drum here. And these guys, all my buddies here, they're learning to, this is what they're doing, learning to tune a pan, make a pan, produce it, tune it, and everything. This is the first stage. You get a drum. This is it. In I think it was 1970 or so, I was in Freeport, Grand Bahama. There's this ex-cop from Trinidad. He was playing pan with a group in Freeport. That was like the Americanized version of the Bahamas.
Yeah.
He's playing. And he was going to New York to play. He asked me to make a pan for him. So I made a pan for him, and I carried it for him. Now, he was playing there. One day I was home in the Bahamas, and who knocks on my door? This guy, ex-cop, says, my G note went out. His G note. So he took a plane
Come back
from here for me to fix one G note for him so he could play his pan. That is what I want these guys to do.
Yeah, you have to be
If your pan go out, you should be able to fix your note. You know, if you don't want to get into pan tuning, at least from what I given you guys, off and on, I've been into it since I was a kid. What you give me the chords for that song?
But he wants,
I know.
he wants to do spanking.
Okay.
But the kids don't want him to do that one.
Of course, kids, you
Kids-
know.
Go down that way. It's got to move somewhere. It's going down. So with this, when you do this here, the material got to go somewhere. It's coming up. It's got to find a way to go. But when you get this, you know, when you do this, you know, when you, like I always say, you got to make sure that it's nice and even, eh? And with this bump here, when you got, I have something. Let me show you. Let me show you what I have.
You know what's interesting? Over 50 years, I've been around people like Wallace, Coker, Lincoln, Rudolph, Jimmy. I've said other punches. But what I just got here, in just this space of time, I didn't get that in 50 years.
Oh, God, thank you. Thank you. I
Amazing.
appreciate it.
Amazing.
I'll show you something here. Let me show you something. Okay, so this here, that's what you're working on here. And this here, this is what you're working on right here. This little area. Not this here, not this here. That's your meat to work with. So that here, this is the octave. This is the bottom of the note, eh? Here, and this is the top of the note here. So if this is right here, see that's very close to it. You know, when you fine tune, you can fix that. This is low here. So what you want to do is, if this here, this top here, is leaking a little bit, what you have to do, Salah, is you're going to make sure this is tightened a little bit. So you're going like. You still got to go a little more. You have to watch this. You have to. I know you just learned, so you. Yeah, if you have a lot of people, like I say, I am not a registered pan tuner, but I play pan long enough, on been around pan so long that I can fix my own pan. You whatever you have, whatever you have to do to make your notes sound good. And the pan, the tone of the pan changed in the early 60s, because that's when he started to have harmonics on your octaves. And one of the main things that people have to do if you want to, your note as good as, I put it this way, the very high notes in your pan, in the middle of your tenor pan, well, say the tenor pan, I would put it this way. That note would make the middle notes. And you have three sets of notes. You have the low notes, you have the middle notes, and then you have the high octave. The high octaves have to run it into the middle notes, and the middle notes have to run into the low notes. So when if you have like a low C, the ring that you get on the low C have to be exactly like the ring on the middle C on the pan. On the middle C have to have the octave, the high octave, the high C have to ring, it have to run into the middle C. Yeah, so it's almost like you're taking an arrow, you tune your high note, you take an arrow, and the arrow pointing from the octave to the middle note, to the middle notes, and the middle notes pointing to the low notes on the side of the pan, on the outside by the rim. You have to if the octave on a note, let's say C, C sharp, E flat, whatever, if your octave on the low note is different from the octave different from the middle note, then something is not right. You're not, something is wrong. And if the high note, the octave is not corresponding with the middle notes on the tenor pan, then something is not right too. So you got to make sure that your good notes start from the high notes to the middle notes to the low notes. Yeah, and that's how I do it. I don't have no energy to tune up to make a pan. I could still I could fix a pan still. I'm already an older person, but that's what I know. That's what I know. So you just can't. One of the main things you do, you have to have the harmonics too. And another thing again, if your harmonics if you don't have your harmonics right, it's no good too. Slow is like on one note you have your middle note, you have your C, let's say C, middle C. It's very good if you could have on that one note you could have the sound of a C, a E, a G, and a high C. So you got a low C, which is like your first octave, and then you have your high notes on it, your octaves on it, and then on the side, because when you tune your tenor pan, your octaves run up and down, and your harmonics run onto the side. When you tune your other pan, you tune a double second or whatever, then it twists it around. Your harmonics come this way, and the octaves go that way. But one of the main things you have to do, that is what makes a note really, really good. You have the ring, that nice tone that you get out of it. Your octave have to be exactly like 8 notes higher than the note itself. That's what you want. And if you're going on the harmonics, it's got to be the fifth all the time. You get the fifth. Would be nice if you get the third note too. So you're getting like 1, 3, 5, 8, 1, 3, 5, 8 on that one note. You have the scale: do, mi, la, do, re, mi, sol, not la, sol, do, sol is the fifth. And then because every scale that you have, it's the same thing. Every scale that you have, it have do, re, mi on it. I tell you hum do, re, mi, hum the scale, and you might hum it in F sharp. I might hum it in E flat, but you're still going to hum do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? So to get, if you want your note to be really, really good, you have to do that. There's no two ways about it. That's the only way. You have to have that octave that is perfect. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect, and so like I say again, your high notes octave run into the middle notes, and the middle notes will run into the low notes, and all have to be the same.